Today on Brandon Curry Unleashed.
When you work out your legs, you want to remember basically that just like the upper body, you want to focus on control.
Volume and moderate intensities are generally your best bet when it comes to attacking the leg.
Your legs are your base. If you have a good base, everything else is going to be strong.
When you work out your legs, you want to remember basically that just like the upper body, you want to focus on control, contracting the muscle, and moving through a full range of motion. A lot of times people have more chemistry and mind-muscle connection with the muscles that are closer to the heart. I know I've been one of those people, but the more I focus on stimulating the muscle and actually breaking it down and working it to the max, holding the contraction, really controlling my contractions, the more response and better leg development I'm getting.
When it comes to legs, I think the trick to really getting it to respond and growth is moderate intensities and high volumes. I mean, I used to be one of the low rep, heavyweight guys with my leg training, but that didn't do anything but give me great development in the power muscles, the posterior chain, the hams, and the glutes. You know, strong as all get out, but for some reason the quads generally don't respond to the explosive or the power training. They respond to the volume. So, I mean, volume and moderate intensities are generally your best bet when it comes to attacking the legs. They're big muscle groups. They have great endurance because you're used to walking on them all day. And they take a lot to break down. So that's your best approach to leg training. The reason I pre-exhaust the muscles to target the muscle better. Generally, when you're training big muscle groups like the legs, the whole body is in motion and working. So if you can get the blood in the target areas and kind of pre-fatigue those muscle fibers, then when you go to train them, they'll be working harder than any other group. When I do walking lunges, I do a short stroke lunge, generally because I need more quad development than glute and hamstring development. When it comes to, it's all about balance. It's basically, I use shorter strokes because you get more quad work that way. It's just as simple as that. As you can see, I get more reps. It's more of a quad pump for me. That's why I use it. It's kind of like a pre-exhaust and a warm-up. I use a single leg press because basically I work training by myself a lot, and I don't feel like loading a bunch of plates, you know, and on and off. I figure if I use one leg, it's less weight to load, and I can get done with my work faster. Also, it helps me control my rest times a little better. But if you ever do any research, you realize when you work in one leg at a time, you get more muscle recruitment out of each leg. Well, the exercise towards the end, I was doing the glute ham raise supersetted with the sissy squat. I know some people see the glute ham raise as the hip version. This is more of the knee flexion, the flexion version where the knees are actually doing on the pad and they're actually working. You have to be real careful if you've never done these before. I suggest you warm up with the leg press. I've often done these on the seated calf raise facing the opposite direction. So you're closer to the ground, so if you have to use help, you can always touch and push yourself up, you know, where your hamstrings are weak. So you have to be careful with these exercises. Make sure you're warm. It's a very advanced movement. When it comes to hamstrings, I don't train a lot of hamstrings because I have a history of being athletic and I've worked my explosive muscles, so they respond very, very well. But with this movement, it's just one of those bang for your buck movements. So that's why I use it. So when you get a chance, try it, but be careful. Thank you.